One of the strangest conversations I've ever had in my marriage literally happened 2 weeks after our wedding. My wife and I were laying in bed one night, and she asked me out of the blue, she said, "Hey, how am I doing as a wife?" And I said, "Fine." And she went, "Fine?" I said, "Yeah." She goes, I want to be doing better than fine." I said, "Great." And she said, "But you said fine." I said, "Well, to me, great means fine. I mean, it's the same thing." She goes, No, seriously, I really want to know. I want to be the best wife. Come on, tell me how I'm doing." I said, "Honey, I'm telling you, we've been married 2 weeks. You're doing an awesome job." Kind of patted her on the back and said, "Now, can we go to sleep?" And she said, "No, seriously, I really want to know." And she could tell I wasn't going to bite on this. And so she said, "All right, think of it this way." She said, 0 to 10. Okay, with 10 being the best job I'm doing, 0 being the worst, where would you rate me? I remember thinking, no, I don't want to play this game. You're doing a great job. And she goes, "Come on, tell me, is it that hard?" I said, "Well, no." She goes, "Well, pick a number." And like a complete idiot, I actually thought that she really wanted me to think this through. And so I said, "So you really want to know?" And she goes, "Yeah." And I said, "All right, well, let me think. You have to think about it?" And I said, "Shh, you're distracting me." So I in my mind, I really actually gave this some thought. I mean, any normal man would have said 11 or 12 off the bat, and I know to do that now, but instead I thought in my mind, okay, perfect, 10, what is that? Christ. Okay, Christ is the model for a perfect 10, and she's not Christ. And so my dilemma was, how far from a 10 do I rate her and still maybe be intimate later on that night, which is not easy to do. So I thought I came with the perfect number, and I said, "All right, I got it." She said, "Well, tell me." I said, "You're going to like this." And so I came up with 9.3. And let me just tell you that although I thought that was a fair kind of assessment, gave her a little room to grow even, she hated it because part of her need is to feel like that she's doing a great job and to measure up and be good enough. And of course, she had a 4.3 at her high school graduation. I mean, so anything less than that was not okay. And this biggest fight erupted, and we ended up talking about my number for a long time. We started arguing about all these things. Even at one point, she looked at me, she said, "Well, yeah, at least I'm not a 5 like you are." And it's funny now, but it wasn't so funny at the time. And probably more than anything, what I learned that day is just about my wife is really understanding who she is and her personality and some of her needs. And one need is to feel like she's doing a good job. And from that point, I've at least tried to do a better job of really validating how she is as a mom, how she is as a wife, and really trying to give her some real concrete things that I watch her doing to really bless her. Because again, I know that she just wants to do such a great job. And if she ever asks me that again, I promise she will be a 12, if not a 22.